All right, real quick before I explain it to you, what is the Harlem Renaissance? I want you to put it in the comments what you thought it was. Now I'm going to tell you what it is. Now, the Harlem Renaissance can easily be explained as a period of time between 1918 and I would say the mid 1930s, 1940s. And this is when something called the Great Migration took place. This is when a large amount of black people moved from the south to the north. I briefly go over it on this page where I teach Black history. Make sure you follow me. The Great Migration led to a lot of different things, and a lot of them negative, but this is actually a positive because the Harlem Renaissance is why we have hip hop, we have jazz, we have rock. This Great Migration to the north, specifically to Harlem, it started with literature because now that black people were allowed to go to school and we were allowed to learn how to read, how to write, and teach our children how to do so, we had a lot to fucking express. Now, black literature was at the epicenter of the Harlem Renaissance because that was the beginning of a lot of other things. We, as black people, were always depicted by white people, and in every way we were portrayed as monsters, as someone just not desirable. So now they've moved away from the South, they got a newfound freedom, and not to mention they've created a community. This is probably when the black community in Harlem was its strongest. Even though these people came from different cities and different states of the South, they all shared a collective struggle. So I guess you could say they kind of trauma bonded. But through that trauma bonding, they opened up the world to the truth of what was going on and how beautiful black people are and can be. We got stories from Zora Neale Hurston, Georgia Johnson, Jessie Fawcett, Langston Hughes, Alan Locke, W.E.B. Du Bois. There's so many, all because of this Harlem Renaissance. But that's just the literature side. This is also a time where arts became a booming part of the culture. This is where jazz came from, artists like Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, Duke Ellington. The blues also came from the Harlem Renaissance, artists like Ma Rainey, who is a bad mama gemma, love her. We also got a new age version of gospel. And from that gospel, that went into swing. After swing, we had ragtime music. We had spirituals. We had the Harlem Stride piano. And you already know with music comes dance because we can dance our asses off. We got dances like the Charleston, the Lindy Hop, the Shimmy, the Jitterbug, the Susie Q, the Texas Tommy. There were so many more and so much more that came from the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance highlighted exactly how influential and how great black people are. Because to be a people that was just released from the shackles of fucking slavery and still actively dealing with deep-rooted racism in this country, we were still able to produce beautiful artwork. And it was more than paintings. It was literature. It was music. It was dance. It was an entire culture that we know today to be black culture that now